call is now being recorded.
Sir, good morning, sir. Raman Chauhan, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, fine, sir. How about sir? How are you, sir?
I'm really good as well, sir. It's a bit cold here. Yeah. Other
Yes,
than that, everything is perfectly fine.
We will start the session in 1 or 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Sir, we will start the session, sir. The remaining participants will join later, sir. Okay. So, good morning to all the participants. Welcome you all for the second day of FDP on Sustainable Energy Transition through PCMs. Today we have Mr. Raman Chauhan, Application Development Engineer from Plus Advanced Technology. Sir is going to deliver a session on PCM Integrated Life Science and Healthcare Solution. On behalf of Murugappa Polytechnic College and on behalf of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, I extend our sincere thanks and welcome to Raman Chauhan, sir. I request Raman Chauhan, sir, to take over the session, and I request all the participants to kindly mute your mic and observe the session. At the end of we have a question and answer session. You can unmute your mic then, and you can post your questions. So kindly mute your mic and look for the session. Welcome, sir. Raman Chauhan, sir. Now you can take over the session, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Please allow me to share my screen. So, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I am Raman Chauhan. I'm excited to present on the solutions provided by Plus Healthcare and Life Science Division. With my experience as an application engineer in Plus, I hope to share valuable insights with you. During yesterday's presentation, we learned what PCMs are and how they work. On today's presentation, we'll be discussing about cell short. What are the requirements in pharma supply chain? Challenges in pharma supply chain? What are PCMs? How does they work? Cell short products, which are need of the hour. What is birth asphyxia and unmet need? Present treatment methods, which we currently have for birth asphyxia, and Miracradle, which is a solution to birth asphyxia, which is an affordable device to treat the disease. By the end of the session, I hope you'll have a clearer understanding of Plus contribution in multiple domains through its innovative products. Before we begin, how many of you have seen a phlebotomist collecting blood samples at your home, taking the samples to test at laboratories, or a healthcare worker delivering vaccine shots to people in your local hometowns? And more importantly, how many of you have noticed that the involvement of temperature maintenance during such activities? Today, we'll talk precisely about that temperature maintenance and how crucial it is for such kind of operations in healthcare division. So, we'll start by talking about CellSure. CellSure is a division of Plus which caters to pharmaceutical companies. Based on advanced phase change material technology, CellSure offers a comprehensive range of pre-qualified temperature-controlled packaging solutions designed to maintain precision temperatures for vaccines and various pharmaceutical products. These innovative solutions caters to all standard temperature ranges, which is 2 to 8 or 15 to 25 degrees Celsius, and the third category is below 20 to 20 degrees Celsius, as well as a wide range of other temperature ranges and also a wide range of payload sizes from small box which starts from 2 liter or even for a small vial which can be of let's say half liter or 200 ml to a large pellet container solution which can be as large as 300 liter of payload capacity. So I want to highlight the critical importance of maintaining precise temperature ranges in the pharmaceutical cold chain. And what are these ranges? Proper storage conditions are essential to ensure the efficacy and safety of life-saving medications or vaccines or other biological products. The pharmaceutical industry has these three major temperature ranges inside which most of the pharma products lie. One is refrigerated storage, that is 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. This is critical for products like insulin, monoclonal antibodies, and vaccines, such as influenza or other vaccines which we saw during COVID-19. Another important temperature range is room temperature, which is suitable for most of the oral medications like tablets or capsules or topical creams, which we use in our day-to-day activities like paracetamol or other medications. Then there is third category, which is ultra low freezer storage, which lies in between the temperature range of minus 20 degrees Celsius till minus 80 degrees Celsius. Essential for mRNA vaccines such as Pfizer, BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines, and certain gene and cell therapies. There are many other categories also, which are mentioned in the left-hand side of the slide. Maintaining these precise temperature conditions across global supply chains present challenges. Any deviation, even for a short time, can compromise product efficacy. Now, to understand how does a pharma product flow happens in India, here is an overview of the whole operation. Starting from the raw materials and the packaging supplies, at the R&D facilities, once a drug or vaccine has passed the medical trials, it will need to be shipped to a manufacturer where it will be produced at volume to meet customer demand. Depending on the chemical makeup of the drug or vaccine being manufactured, it will need to be stored at correct temperature and then shipped within this temperature range for the remainder of its journey. For overseas travel, drugs and vaccines, once they are being manufactured, they can be manufactured in India, and let's say they are being shipped to Europe. During the whole journey, the precise temperature maintenance is essential, and these journeys generally happen via air cargo planes ensuring packaging is robust and qualified to keep the payload at right temperature on the potentially long journeys is essential. Now, once the drug and vaccines arrive in a country, the temperature control journey will continue via national and regional distribution hubs. There can be multiple distributions, there can be multiple pharmacies. In India itself, there are more than 65,000 stockists or sub-stockists. There are more than 5 lakh pharmacies within India. And from the local warehouse, the delivery within uh, to these more than 5 lakhs of pharmacies requires temperature maintenance during the throughout journey. Having arrived safely at the pharmacies and healthcare facilities, the drug or vaccines will need to be stored at the correct temperature until it's administered to an end user or patient. So in 2020, the world watched global cold chain and distribution networks crumble as demand for goods increased while operations became constricted. This intensified as the first COVID-19 vaccine became available. The requirement for storage at ultra-low temperatures posed a notable barrier to rapidly distributing them throughout the countries, and there were significant delays in reaching low and middle income countries. We all have seen this among ourselves also. There were significant delays in arrival of vaccines at multiple locations within India. It also illustrates how complex and fractured the global cold chain is today. So these challenges were not new to vaccine manufacturers, which happens during COVID-19, as economic loss from cold distribution disruption is included in cost estimates for every vaccine campaign. Even in the past, even before 2015, every manufacturer considers the loss that happens during these journeys, and the final cost that consumer faces is included of those wastes and increased prices. So this is an overview of vaccine delivery starting from manufacturer till its end journey. So here you can see that once it's been manufactured, it is packaged inside a proper box or container. Now this box is to be shipped to a certain location. This happens, as I mentioned, via airplanes or via sea routes. However, starting from the manufacturer till the airport, we do need a temperature controlled vehicle, which is very costly. Even for a single day of use, this TCVs cost more than 550,000 rupees or more than 1 lakh rupees. So now, once these products are being shipped to a different countries, at the airport, they can also face challenges in terms of customs, where they can be hold on for, let's say, 3 or 4 hours. They can also be hold on for 3 to 4 days. So these additional time period becomes very pivotal in considering or designing solutions to maintain precise temperatures. So once, let's say, the product has been shipped to Europe, now within Europe, it is now going to be shipped to multiple distribution warehouses. Again, a temperature control vehicle comes in the picture. Now, again, the same cost will add here. And from there, it is going to be at multiple locations. I mentioned like there are more than 5 lakh pharmacies in India. Same in Europe as well. There are uh, many more pharmacies at multiple locations. So this challenge, other than this particular challenge, there is another factor which is precise temperature maintenance. Now we are maintaining the temperature, however, so let's take an example of blood or diagnostic sample which is being collected at our homes. So here is an example. In May 2020, Ashita Mahesh Agarwal, daughter of a senior IPS officer, faced negligence during a home blood test in Chennai. After paying more than 1,000 rupees, she was left with a bruise and inaccurate report showing abnormal T levels. This caused stress and multiple medical consultations, only for a retest to confirm normal levels. Now, why did it happen? The lab called it a typographical error, but the issue likely stemmed from the pre-analytical phase, critical in home sample collection. Proper temperature control, that is 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, is essential to keep samples viable during this stage. However, a, a phlebotomist might ignore this factor while collecting the sample. He might ignore the importance that once the sample is being taken out from a patient, it needs to be stored precisely at 2 to 8. So here is an example, other example, that red blood cells can be stored for up to 42 days at 1 to 6 degrees, depending on the additives. However, 1 to 6 is critical here to store it for 42 days. Even if it goes to 10 degrees Celsius, its integrity might lose. Plasma can be stored for up to 1 year if it is being stored at its correct temperature, which is below 18 degrees Celsius. There's another important factor here that it should be stored within this temperature within 8 hours. So the point here is, if we store pharma products at precise temperature, they can last very long. However, if you keep them in ambient, facing ambient conditions or harsh environments, they can definitely lose their integrity even within a short period of time. Another important factor, which precisely to give an example, is in the varying climate conditions that have in the India, within India itself. At the south, there could be temperature currently somewhere around 35 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius. While in New Delhi, the current temperature is somewhere around 15 degrees Celsius. In Arab countries, the temperature could be higher, while at the same time, the temperature in Europe could be somewhere around 5 degrees Celsius or even in negatives. So different countries experience vastly different temperature ranges. Transporting vaccines among these varying temperatures needs packaging solutions which are being designed considering all these factors. So to give another example, like in Middle East, during the day, temperature is very high, somewhere around 35 or 40 or 45 degrees Celsius. However, at night, the same temperature goes to 5 degrees Celsius. So these variations are very important while designing the solutions. So successful cold chain management depends on understanding and adapting to local ambient temperature patterns. This ensures products maintains their integrity, reduces waste, and meet regulatory global standards. Another challenge in pharma industry is the environmental impact and cost of active solutions. The current solutions which we are using, which are active solutions, which runs on electricity, which subsequently is on fossil fuels, have very huge impacts on environment. They are very costly. So for temperature maintenance, we do have active solutions. However, the cost of such solutions plays a pivotal role during day-to-day operations. In a pharma company, let's say I'm taking an example, if a pharma company wants to send a few number of products, not the whole container, but only a few number of products, even then they will have to book a temperature controlled vehicle from their facility to an airport. Now, at, again, once it arrives at their location, it needs to be shipped at multiple warehouses. Now, again, for a single vial or a small package, a whole TCP needs to be booked to be shipped at multiple locations. So, cost increases drastically for such kind of operation, and companies do not prefer, or maybe a big company can do that. However, a small company or a small distributor cannot do that. I've seen examples where even though companies have booked a TCV, however, the person who is handling the operations, once he's taking out the product from their facility, which is maintained precisely at, let's say, 5 degrees Celsius, he's loading the product to a TCV. He keeps the products at ambient where temperature is 35 or 40 degrees Celsius. And this simply says that it doesn't matter that for this short time the product is facing ambient conditions. However, it does matter. The product loses integrity. So even though we have solutions, active solutions, but the complete awareness about such kind of products and how do they need to be stored, it's very crucial. Active solutions are not foolproof. They have their benefits, however, they cannot be implemented everywhere. Other important factor is the equipment malfunction. What happens if the power goes down? If we do not have a proper backup, then the temperature will definitely rise above the required temperature ranges. Handling issues, which I just explained by giving an example. And definitely the environmental impact of such kind of operations for carrying a small vial is very important factor which we need to consider. So these are all the challenges which we just discussed about and how the industries has evolved from let's say 2000 till now. So temperature controlled packaging has evolved significantly over these years, driven by growing need to transport perishable goods safely. From simple insulation methods to advanced phase change materials, industry has continually innovated the meet to demand the pharmaceuticals, food, or even biotech sectors. Initially, temperature control relied on simple insulation methods such as wooden crates lined with straw or sawdust or a styrofoam, which is a thermocol sheet basically. People used to keep their product inside thermocol boxes. However, such kind of products does not maintain precise temperatures. With industrial advancement, refrigerated trucks and containers or reefer units were introduced, enabling better control over temperature-sensitive shipments. However, challenges remain in maintaining temperature during last-mile delivery. You can use these containers to a certain location. However, you cannot take such kind of containers to a remote location, let's say on an island or in a desert where vaccines needs to be shipped, in a hill where vaccine again needs to be shipped, or even when you want to collect blood samples. So modern packaging solutions leverage phase change materials that absorbs and release thermal energy at specific temperatures, providing more reliable temperature maintenance. Additionally, we came up with vacuum insulated panels, which are an alternate option to conventional insulations. It has a very high amount of thermal resistance comparative to a thermocol panel. Today, now we are since more advanced, temperature control packaging has become more sophisticated in terms of IoT sensors or real-time tracking. Uh, these technologies allow companies to monitor temperature fluctuations and ensure productivity throughout the supply chain. And once they get notifications in terms of the temperature rise, they can take necessary actions to resolve the issues. The industry is also now focusing on sustainability by developing biodegradable insulation materials and reusable packaging solutions. As global regulations tighten, especially in Europe now, which is going to eventually happen throughout the world, demand for temperature sensitive logistics grow, and we can expect further innovations in terms of packaging technology. Now, we talked about the challenges. We talked about the industry. Now, what is the solution? So, what are PCMs? Yesterday's session gives us a glimpse of how does PCMs work. I'll just take a small time to explain it further, how they can be implemented in our solutions, which could be small boxes to which also could be very large containers. So, phase change materials represent these are the three categories which we just talked about, which is frozen, chilled, and controlled ambient, in which most of the pharmaceutical products lies. So while designing a product, it's very crucial to take a PCM which lies within this category. If I'm designing a product for 2 to 8 degree of category, I need to take a PCM which changes its phase within that temperature range. In that way, if the outer ambient conditions are of higher side, let's say of 40 degrees Celsius, and I want to maintain the inside temperature at 5 degrees Celsius, then I'll need to freeze the PCM barrier layer. We need to create a barrier layer in between ambient and in between the actual payload material. Now, certain heat will come continually inside the box because of the temperature difference. And the solid PCM, which acts as a barrier, will start absorbing that heat. It will not let it pass inside the payload material. It will slowly absorb that heat layer by layer. And till the point it has get completely molten, it will keep on absorbing that heat. And it maintains the inside temperature precisely at 5 degrees Celsius. Now, this feature happens vice versa as well. This operation or a phenomenon happens vice versa as well. If the temperature outside is, let's say, minus 10 degrees Celsius, and I want to maintain the inside temperature at 20 degrees Celsius, now heat is going outside the product, and we need to maintain the PCM in a molten state. So that way, when cold comes inside, the PCM will absorb the cold. It will slowly get in a solidifying state, layer by layer, and it will maintain the inside temperature within a specified range. So here is an overview or a spec-out diagram of one of our basic solutions. This is the most basic solution in terms of solutions we have. These are solutions. This is a 35-liter payload capacity solution, which maintains temperature for within 2 to 8 degrees Celsius for up to 48 hours. This is the solution which has a payload capacity of 60 liters and maintains temperature within 2 to 8 for 3 days of backup period. Now, how does it work? I mentioned about the barrier layer of PCM. However, to support it further, we need insulation at the outer periphery of the PCM. So now these insulation can be of multiple categories. As I mentioned previously, we used to have straws or cotton as the insulation. And then we had a solution in terms of styrofoam or thermocol sheets. Then we had a solution in terms of puff insulation or extruded polystyrene. Now we have insulation in terms of vacuum panels. So we need to create a barrier at the outermost periphery of the boxes. Then we need to create a second barrier of PCM. The first barrier acts as it limits the amount of heat which is coming inside the box, and whatever the amount of heat that is coming inside the box is being absorbed by the PC, and the inside temperature is maintained within a certain range. Now you can design these boxes in terms of covering the payload material at all sides. You can design these boxes by just covering the payload material at 2 sides. It totally depends on the kind of application or the sizes of the boxes which you want to create, because size during the logistics also plays a pivotal role. A 5 to 7 kg category of tear weight at logistics might cost 50 rupees per kg. Even if the payload or the tear weight amount goes to 7.2 kgs, it comes in a separate range, and the cost per kg from 50 rupees might jump to 100 rupees per kg. So it's important to also keep in mind that we have to make our solutions economical, more beneficial in terms of price range as well. So while designing these solutions, all these factors have to be considered. Now, we talked about insulation, we talked about PCM barrier layer. However, how do we store these PCMs? In this particular session, I'll talk precisely about cell shore or Mira cradle and how do we store these PCMs. However, there are multiple options of storing these PCM depending on their applications. There are eutectic plates, there are HTP balls, which has different applications, which we'll cover in the coming sessions. However, in this, for our current use, we'll talk about HTP bottles, inside which we can fill the PCM. We have to keep in mind that the PCM doesn't react with such kind of materials which we use for designing these HTP bottles. We also have to keep in mind that these solutions are leak proof while designing such solutions. If we want to make a reusable solution, then I cannot use pouches which can be prone to damage after multiple uses. However, HTP bottle might last very long, even up to years for multiple uses. So it totally depends on what kind of application there is. If you want to have a reusable solution, you definitely have to go with this kind of encapsulation. If you want to have a single use solution, then you do not want to invest in such kind of solution which might cost higher. So these are the insulations. We have covered 3 categories. So based on on 3 factors, we design our solutions. And our solutions have multiple parameters while designing. So one definitely is the temperature, which is the utmost importance, that we maintain the temperature. One is for frozen, then another is for chilled category, then for room temperature. So precise temperature maintenance is there with cell shore to cater the problems that are currently in the cold chain industry. So in the industry, you might require a solution where you need temperature maintenance for only 12 hours. You might also need a solution which can last for up to days. So we have a range of solutions starting from 12 hours till 7 days of backup period or even 10 days of backup period. These solutions are designed as per ISTA 70 validation, which basically means there are standard ambient profiles which are designed as per the global temperature variation. There are summer profiles, there are winter profiles. You have to design the products not just keeping in mind the summer profile, but also the winter profile, because in India there can be summer as of now. However, if the product goes to Europe, the ambient changes. So these factors also comes into picture. Another feature is the hibernation feature. So as I mentioned, let's assume a situation your product is being stuck at customs. So there could be a 3 or 4 hour of delay. There could be a 4 days of delay. Now, if you have a solution which was originally designed for 2 days of backup period, and the product is stuck at customs for 4 days, it definitely won't be able to maintain the temperature for that amount of time. However, if you use PCMs which lie within that temperature range, these solutions can be placed at chambers which are available at airports or customs. Let's say at 5 degrees Celsius, you put these solutions without opening the packaging at 5 degrees Celsius, and nothing will change inside the payload material because no heat is coming inside and no cold is coming inside. You are placing the solution precisely at 5 degrees Celsius. So this is called a hibernation state, similar to what bears do in winter season. Nothing is going inside, nothing is coming outside. So the inside temperature is maintained precisely at 5 degrees Celsius or 20 degrees Celsius, or even at frozen temperatures. There are multiple size options, 2 liters to 3000 liters. Real-time monitoring also important in terms of resolving the issues which we are currently facing in real time. We can take actions depending on, we can get notifications if we have put our sensors in multiple solutions. If the temperature goes above the required range or below the required range, we get notification that your product at this location is facing that kind of problem, and the user or the owner can take necessary actions. Another factor is the flat pack delivery. You cannot design a 3,000 liter product without keeping in mind the transportation cost. You have to design the pack solutions in terms that after their use, how they can be shipped, or before their use, how they can be shipped to the actual user. So by the flat pack delivery, the freight cost is reduced. Not just small boxes, we have a wide range of solutions we cater to multiple, which caters to multiple problem statements. Like I mentioned, the vaccine delivery, which happens at remote locations in over hills or islands. These solutions, which can last for up to 2 days to maintain the vaccine temperature at a specified temperature range. A user, these are small solutions which can be handled by a user. They can take the solution to such kind of locations. Before taking these solutions, a user has to precondition the PCM packs. That can be done by using simple refrigerators which we have at home, and simply put these plastic bottles inside the refrigerator. Once they get frozen, put these bottles inside the boxes, and then vaccine can be stored inside these boxes, and the user can take them to any location of their choosing. We have diagnostic bags which are being used by phlebotomists to collect the blood samples. We have bulk shipping pallets, which are generally used for transporting pharmaceutical products from one country to another country because of their carrying capacity. We have boxes which we have categorized below 100 liter of volumetric capacity. These are generally used from business to business within countries. If from one warehouse at Delhi, a customer wants to send a certain amount of package to Bangalore, they can use such kind of solutions. Now, we talked about the current steps which we are taking in terms of reusability and eco-friendly solutions. So Salshore for Earth is one kind of that kind of an example. We currently are using thermocol insulation, which isn't eco-friendly. It doesn't dissolve over a long period of time. If you just place it in ambient, it will last for many years. It doesn't dissolve in earth. However, we have solutions, we are working on solutions which are eco-friendly, which are made from repurposed cotton clothing. These insulation, you can literally see small clumps of jeans or shirts inside such kind of insulation. Another example is by using recycled plastic bottles to create insulation materials. The water bottles which we generally get at railway stations, these bottles are being recycled by cutting them into smaller pieces and pushing them or pressing them to form insulation panels. So by using these kind of solutions, we are mm, uh, resolving the issue which the pharma company is creating an impact on in terms of the environmental impact. Another factor here is the reusability factor. You cannot always use single-use time solutions. You have to design solutions which can last for a longer period of time. You have to keep in mind that your solutions cannot be too big, because then the transportation cost will be very high and a user might not prefer such kind of solutions. So Self-Sure VIP is another uh, product for such kind of applications. However, also these kind of solutions are used to maintain precise temperature. Now, if I say precise, I do not say 2 to 8. I specifically say the temperature will be continuously maintained at 5 degrees Celsius. These kind of solutions are used by doctors to, let's say, ship organs from a hospital in Delhi to a hospital in Bangalore by air transport. So organs is a very good example which needs precise temperature. However, if the temperature even slightly goes above 5 degrees Celsius or below 5 degrees Celsius, and there can be chances that the organ might lose its integrity when it is being transferred to another patient. So this is Cellshore, which caters to the pharma companies for providing temperature maintenance solutions. Another one of our solutions is Mira Cradle, which is an affordable device to birth asphyxia. Now, birth asphyxia is a disease which is recognized in babies when they are premature births. Birth asphyxia can cause as much as 6 lakh deaths per year globally. Most of these deaths are happening in developing countries. Now, HIE is also another term for birth asphyxia. Cases in India is 15 to 25 per thousand live births. If we talk about numbers, these are all examples of developing countries. In India, there are more than 1 lakh of deaths per year because of birth asphyxia. In Nigeria, and there are many more examples here. These are all developing countries. The number in India is higher because our population is definitely much larger than these other countries. However, if we talk in terms of percentile or percentage, the ratio in other developing countries is very high as compared to developed countries. Now, what exactly is birth asphyxia? So this is can be described by three major terms. One is hypoxia, which is shortage of oxygen in the blood flow. Now, another term which is asthenic is the shortage of blood flow to the brain. Now, oxygen shortage is within the blood, then the blood, which is carrying less amount of oxygen, is being sent to the human brain. Also, there is a blood restriction or blood flow restriction inside the brain. And the result of this is termed as encephalopathy, the resultant brain damage. Now, what current present treatment methods do we have? One solution, which is therapeutic hypothermia treatment or controlled cooling of newborn infants, is the only proven medical intervention beneficial for birth asphyxia. Now, there are two major solutions. One is active solution, which runs on electricity, and another solution is the passive solutions, which is by using ice packs or basically water to maintain the temperature at 30. We try to maintain the temperature at 33 to 34 degrees Celsius by using these ice packs. However, these ice packs cannot maintain the temperature because ice is being uh, it changes phase at 0 degrees Celsius, and you want to maintain the temperature at 33 or 34 degrees Celsius. So to design such kind of product is very complex, and it isn't foolproof. The temperature accuracy is not accurate, temperature maintenance is not accurate. It's not localized whole body temperature maintenance, it's a localized temperature maintenance. And the cost, however, for such kind of solution is minimal. However, in comparison to these solutions, we have active solutions which cost very high. These can be used in developed countries definitely. The cost is somewhere around 15 to 16 lakhs per solution. However, in developing countries, in hospitals, in villages, in India or other developing countries, not all hospitals can afford such kind of solutions. So what do? We have a solution, a miracle solution, which is a breakthrough innovation, which costs 1/10 of the active solutions, which is used to treat birth asphyxia. And how does it work? It uses PCM, which lies in that temperature range requirement, and the baby is being surrounded by such PCM, and it maintains the temperature of the whole body within that required temperature range. Now, you just simply need to freeze these PCM packs before the use, which can be done using standard refrigerators. Once the PCM packs are frozen, you simply put them inside a solution, and the temperature of the baby can be maintained for up to 72 hours at the precise temperature range. No need for electrical supply is required. You cannot definitely rely on electricity power in at villages. In my village, there is a power cut of more than 12 hours per day. So you definitely cannot rely on active solutions. Now, these solutions are designed to last long. These PCM packs can be used multiple times. They can be used on daily basis. These PCM packs are designed for more than 1,000 cycles. The cost definitely is very, very less in terms of the active solutions. And the whole body cooling device is used to treat such kind of disease. So yeah, thank you very much. This is all from my end. And if we have any questions, I am happy to take any queries or questions.
Thank you so much, sir. It's now the time for participants to shoot their questions by unmute their mic.
I hope everyone got an idea of how our solutions are being implemented to cater multiple or different kind of problems by using PCM as the core of all our solutions to maintain temperature as per different requirements.
Participants can any queries, mute their mic or shoot their questions in the chat box so that the presenter will. Yes, sir. Tomorrow, sir.
Any questions, everyone?
As of now,
so even if has anyone any questions, they can just drop in the chat and we can take on the questions in the next session. So
yeah,
that can
sir.
also be done.
Raman, I'll ask a question for you.
Yeah, hi Vincent.
Yeah, actually, I'm joining from Dubai. Actually, working with Plus as well.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good. I thought I'll just join the session to learn more. Thanks for your sharing. It was a wonderful presentation as well. Just a few questions. I know you explained the whole thing. Where is our value, or I mean, where to focus to get some business? Which will be the right place to work to gain some opportunity in the marketplace? Is it the distributor, a logistic company, a manufacturer? Where exactly, according to you, Roman?
So it's not one particular domain. As I mentioned, the challenges lie within the whole call sheet. One manufacturer might be doing the correct thing to, they might have solutions for temperature maintenance. However, another manufacturer might not have the solutions. So, however, at the larger scale, people are aware, but at the lower scale in the developing countries, people are not aware to maintain the precise temperature. And at the distributor and especially in developing countries, people do not care or are unaware about such temperature maintenance. There we can focus, especially in Arab countries or in African countries, where our solutions are being manufactured in India and are being shipped there. And from certain airports, they are being shipped at multiple locations. At their facilities or their locations, they are not using any kind of temperature maintenance. And I believe at those locations, we can target more in terms of capturing the business and creating more impact as well. Because such kind of problems are larger as comparative to other developed countries. And we are also doing that. We have partners at multiple locations in India, in Arab countries, in Europe, and many other locations.
Thank you. After this, I'm going to the Arab Health Show as well. So it's a very apt topic to listen today morning. Thank you, Raman.
Thank you very much, sir.
Any questions from any other participants, sir?
All right, then I
Ram-
think, yeah.
Raman, one more question I'll just ask you. I think you also probably have to talk about the validation, which is very important for all these application. Maybe a few words on that so that it will benefit the rest of the audience as well.
Yeah. So we do, as I mentioned, there are standards for such validations. If I talk specifically for CellSure, for temperature control packaging solutions, they are ISTA 70 ambient profiles, and those can vary starting from 10 degree to 45 degrees Celsius for specific time, and there is a whole map for the whole lane. Now, to simulate such ambient conditions, we have at our R&D facility multiple chambers, walk-in chambers, where you can simulate such kind of ambient conditions. You can actually create what the product is facing during the logistics. We do experiment on such profile. We do multiple trials. We keep in mind that the customer might use a large box for just a small while. We take into consideration that factor while doing the actual trials, and we place sensors at multiple locations within the boxes to record the temperature for the whole time period. If I'm designing a product for 7 days, then I will definitely do the trial for more than 7 days and actually record the temperature both at outside the box and within inside the box to analyze and to design and to optimize it further.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Any other questions, sir? If not, then just we will conclude the session. Sir, very thank you for Raman Chauhan, sir, for delivering your wonderful, insightful informations on today's session. On behalf of our management and department, I wholeheartedly thank you for sparing your time and sharing your knowledge through the session. In future, we expect more kind of sessions from your side, sir. That's all, sir.
Definitely do. I'm very happy to present today, interacting with everyone. So, thank you everyone for attending the session.
Thank you.
I hope you have a very lovely day.
Thank you, sir. Now, participants, very shortly, the attendance link will be posted in the chat box. It will remain open for another 1 hour. After submit your attendance, you can leave the meeting.